Hi, welcome to my channel, welcome back. Thank you for joining me here for today's video where I'm going to share with you my luxury wish list for 2022 or maybe for the rest of my life. I don't know, some items I don't think that I'm going to get very soon, but nevertheless, let's jump into the video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Natalia and I'm self-admitted shameless shopaholic, and I post on YouTube videos on how I spend my money or how I waste my money. So if you enjoy shopping, especially luxury handbags and non-designer fashion as well, please consider joining my anonymous shopaholic club down below so our addicted family stays together. Before I start talking about the items, I have to admit that I have already bought a couple of items, maybe 3 items from that wish list. And I'm going to share them with you later. I wanted to include them in the wishlist because they were there, but I'm not going to tell you which of the items I have already bought, of course. So there has to be a bit of mystery, right? I divided my wishlist, which actually is quite long. I divided this by brands, and we start with our all favorite. I don't know if it is actually my favorite brand, but it's one of the brands that I definitely shop the most, and it's of course Louis Vuitton. So what is on my wish list? And I'm having a list here because well, I couldn't remember everything. And then it comes to a point, if you can't remember everything, is it really that important? Well, let's not discuss that question. So let's jump what is on my Louis Vuitton list for hopefully 2022. So the first item, which I regret I didn't bought in Milan, is the Damier Ebene agenda in the large size. So I have been wanting this large agenda since October, and I had a slim chance to buy it, and I didn't buy because they were closing the shop and they were not so keen to really work with me at that evening. So even though I just wanted that and they had it, they told me to come tomorrow, and or actually they told me to go to the flagship store, and then the flagship store didn't have it when I got there. So that's still on my list, and I hope I will manage to get it as soon as possible, and hopefully it will not increase in price significantly. The next thing is I want something in the black monogram, and like from the men's department. And the thing is, because I actually really like the monogram, but it would work for me better if it's a black monogram. So I've been looking into the men's range, and I think the item that is really the most likely that I'm going to buy will be the Pochette Voyage. So kind of Toilet 26 in the men's version, and I'm planning to convert it as well as a crossbody bag occasionally. Possibly I can buy also a strap like this gray and black monogram strap to it later, but that's probably it. What I liked recently when I saw it, it was this extra small keyhole, but that was the first time I was seeing it, and it kind of wasn't really ready for making that decision. Probably it's not gonna be around for long. However, if it's around longer, I could possibly get that. Next up, we have something which I start to consider recently, or actually recently I put it on my wish list, and it's something that everybody has, literally everybody has, so nothing really exciting. It's the Palm Springs mini backpack, and I like the backpack from when I've heard of it, which is probably a year or 2 years ago, and I did not crave for the backpack because I have actually very similar backpack. I mean, like a small tiny backpack from Calvin Klein, a black leather version, which I used a lot when I stayed in Australia a few years ago, and I still use it, but at the time it was kind of one of the very few bags that I had with me, and I bought it there actually for the need, and I was using it a lot, and I think it serves the same purpose. However, we always crave for more. What can I say? It just starts to be tempting. Of course, if that backpack would come in the black monogram, I mean, there are some men's versions, but not really the same. So Palm Springs Mini got into my wish list very recently. Next one is, which I have already gotten one of those pieces, and I shared it with you, so I can already mention it. It's the Alma BB in color. So we have it here behind me, the neon pink beautiful Alma from the January drop. I would not mind to have more of the colorful Almas because I am like that. I like particular styles, and I would just collect bags in different colors in that style because I like colors. So well, I think that's the time for me to build up my collection, is to add more colors, because I have a lot of actually neutrals. So I wouldn't mind actually having more almas in colors. However, I already checked off that from my wish list, which has been there for a while actually. Another item, which is really a silly item, but I would like to have a pencil pouch from Louis Vuitton. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, but I would like to have it. Well, and the reason for that is actually very funny, because you know, you need a pen in your bags, especially the bigger bags. You kind of need a pen, but when you have a luxury bag for a couple of €1,000, you actually are afraid that the bag will be scratched by the pen, or the ink, you know, something will happen and it will, you know, stain the bag. So I was thinking that it would be very nice, bougie way to keep your pencils and pens in a little pencil case from Louis Vuitton. Let's leave it without a comment. Well, I can dream. So let's move on. Another item which I really want to get from Louis Vuitton is that trunk 24 with pink interior. And this is an item which I will eventually get, but I'm not actually sure if it's gonna be this year. I think I want to buy it for some kind of, you know, special achievement or some round birthday, and my round birthday was last year, like, you know, kind of round, like was 35, so next one is 40, which is 5 years from now. Anyway, this is on my wish list, and sooner or later I'm quite sure I will get a trunk from Louis Vuitton. So that was all for the Louis Vuitton, and now let's move to Gucci. There are a few items from Gucci that I want to get, and the list is actually not that long because I have shopped there quite a bit recently. But the first item, I am obsessed, and I have been thinking about it for like 2 months, and are the Gucci sneakers with crystals. Yes, the Gucci like tennis trainers with crystal version. They come in the version with in brown version, like the classic Gucci sneaker, and they come in a kind of pale blue version. And yeah, I have been thinking about them. They were bothering me a lot since the time I saw them in October. Yeah, I really love them, and they are so beautiful, they are so cool, and the price is of course higher, because normal Gucci sneakers, they are like €500. These are nearly 1,000. I think it's 980, so pretty much double for the crystals. But I really love it, and after seeing some, you know, prices for crystal shoes from Louis Vuitton, I actually thought that the crystal shoes from Gucci are really a bargain. So yeah, heavily wanting them. Really one of the things that I want the most. Another thing from Gucci is actually another bag, and surprisingly I was thinking I don't have any bags from Gucci, like the bags that I bought from the store. I have the couple of those, actually three bags, which are so-called vintage. I think they are not 20 plus years old. Anyway, so I wanted a new Gucci bag, like I wanted something from the boutique, and surprisingly, accidentally, I actually bought the Gucci Marmot, which I showed you recently, from the Balenciaga collab, and I looked on a horse bead bag in mini size, and that bag was catching my attention already for a few months in the stores, not on the website. Not really on the website. I really didn't. It was one of the better bags that I could see there for my taste. But when I saw it in person, it was something nice about it. I mean, it's a kind of Alma style, and this is kind of my style, so probably makes a lot of sense. And the one that I specifically would like to get is the white version, because the white version, it has like a pearl finish. It's not the iridescent, like a really, you know, heavily iridescent that you see it from a mile away, but it has tiny iridescent pearly shine to it, which I really think is nice touch to that bag. And the bag anyway, it's a classic and, you know, kind of timeless style, I guess. So that's on my list. Another version of this bag which I saw on the Gucci website, which is really like, I would really love that green python version. So is that my perfect green bag? Maybe. We never know. So the next brand would be Dior, and what I would like to get from Dior, it's a Lady Dior in some kind of small or medium size. Unfortunately, from what I have seen, they went up quite a bit recently, which hurts. I haven't been planning to buy Lady Dior in the near future. I was thinking maybe like a little bit later. So I don't know how that will go, because the price has increased quite a bit, and by the time I will actually really be ready to buy the bag, I'm afraid it would be really worth it maybe, or I will not be really keen to spend that amount of money on a bag. Nevertheless, we are talking wish list, so I'm wishing. And another thing which I want to buy from Dior, actually another bag, is another Booktote, but in the small size. And I am not sure which kind of design. Maybe the pink oblique, I don't know, maybe some other color that comes. But I would like to have also Booktote in the smaller size. And the next brand, which is YSL or Saint Laurent if you prefer, which is obviously one of my favorite brands. The biggest complaint I have for the brand is that they don't produce more colors in their bags, because I love the styles of the bags they have, but they don't bring them in too many colors. However, that's the kind of, nature or the, DNA of the brand to be black. So I'm probably praying for the wrong tree. But they bring some colors occasionally, and even recently I have seen this Toy Lulu in orangey color and also in a yellow. So there are, some sparks here and there. And for sure I would like to get a college bag in more color. I've seen Cassandra bag in a very beautiful indigo blue recently there, and I wish they would bring college bag in this color. I would love that. And in general, I would like to get a crossbody, the very famous camera bag from YSL. And I have been thinking about the dark beige color, I have been thinking about navy, I've been thinking about the gray. I wanted also to get from YSL a clutch, one of those clutches which are very affordable, which are like 550 euro, and there is a monogram and the envelope clutch. So I wanted to try one of them, and of course I want to get a conversion kit and turn it into crossbody, or actually have the option to wear it crossbody. So I want one of those in a color, not in a black, not in a beige, not something that will be a little bit different, which is a little bit tricky with Saint Laurent, because obviously they go into blacks and neutrals. The last thing which is on my wish list, and I kind of think it's this really wish item because it's a little bit expensive for what it is, but I would like to get this double bracelet. I really like the combination of the gold and red again, and I kind of like this style. I used to wear this kind of style bracelets a long time ago, a few years ago. I think they were more popular maybe. Also the Swarovski bracelet with these crystals and the leather. So I used to wear that, and I think I'm kind of craving back something like this. And the next brand, and just only one bag from that brand which I want to get, which is actually quite deeply, or actually quite high on my wish list, so it's a quite deep desire for that bag, is the Loewe puzzle bag. I really like the style of this bag. I like how different it is, and it's of course a squarish shape, so this is my vibe. I like the squarish, like classic looking bags, but I like some twist to them, and I like them also in colors. So that's kind of my style, I guess. So I want one of those. However, I don't know if there is a color that I want at the moment. I've seen on the internet, and I think it was a few years back, that they had this multicolor version, but not multicolor, like different shades of pink, for example, or different shades of blue. I kind of loved that vibe when they were multicolor, but with this shades of pink or shades of blue or shades of other color possibly. So I loved that version, and kind of waiting for something like this to come back. If not, maybe I will get something in a more crazy color, like something not really neutral, and not red probably. I have seen some kind of lime green in the store recently, and that caught my attention. That was really nice color, so I could go for that, for example, if I cannot find the multicolor or the 50 Shades of Pink version. So that's Loewe. And I have some bags which I want to buy, which are not really defined what brand would it be, but I want a navy camera bag, and two candidates for that, it would be the YSL camera bag or Prada camera bags. I've seen them in outlet stores mostly, and I didn't like the double zip because it was kind of large. I didn't like that. There is a smaller version, and I would love that smaller version of the Prada camera bag, but this is very difficult to get for me because you have to go to an outlet of Prada. I wouldn't buy them in Prada boutique because they cost twice as much, and why would I pay that? So it's kind of long-term hunting project to hunt down that Prada camera bag in navy, or I will just go for YSL. Another thing that I want to get is the bag in exotic leather. I would like to have an exotic leather, not crocodile, probably python, and because of course the price between the python and the crocodile is you know. The two candidates that I have, which I don't know if I will get, but two bags which I think at the moment about are this Gucci Horsebeat in the green python, or there is a Louis Vuitton mini twist bag which is in the purplish, light purple, lilacish python, and I think the LV even is the twist. It's with crystals. It looks like, or it has some perforation that it's not just plain. Love this one too. Not sure how long the Louis Vuitton twist will be available. I think it might be like, you know, seasonal bag, which is not really any, you know, for long around. But these two for now are the ones that I would love. If not, then hopefully I will find another one. But I would really like to have an exotic leather bag. And then I have two wishlist items which are from the pre-loved market. And pre-loved market is not my favorite way of shopping, and maybe I will go into details some other time about it. But the two bags which I would love to get from pre-loved market, one is the Celine luggage tote in one color, in the grain leather, and in some color, not maybe neutrals, well, I don't know, something I cannot decide, and every time I look at them I kind of you know, that kind of stingy part of me start to speak that I don't want to pay that amount of money for this bag, which is not really valued anymore. Like, I think I can always get some better offer, some better deal on that pre-loved market, so maybe that's my point. Like, I think, oh, I can probably get something better. But I'm looking for this, and another bag which I want to buy from the pre-loved market is a bag that nobody talks about. Yeah, nobody. I was actually researching the bag on YouTube, and I could only find, I think, some few videos from Asian consignment stores. I don't know why, but I find this bag absolutely great, and the bag is Givenchy Mini Mystic Tote. So of course I will insert picture here so you know what bag I'm talking about, and there is, I think, one left on Farfetch, and at some point I was even considering to buy on Farfetch this bag, but when I saw for how much they went on the pre-loved market, I just thought it would be very silly to buy it new, and I didn't. And now I'm like, you know, looking on the pre-loved market for something which is in good condition and has a reasonable price, because obviously the prices on the pre-loved market went up. People are asking more than they used to ask a year ago, for example, and the bag is very rare, so it's hard to find these bags. But I love this bag, how different it is, but at the same it's very classic and very simple design, but it has that triangle flap and that Givenchy clasp. I don't know, I really love that bag. If you haven't seen that bag, or if you have seen that bag, let me know what you think about it. Like, I was really amazed when I found this bag and on Farfetch, and I was like, oh wow, I love it, and I love it actually since then, which was maybe since September. So I'm really hooked on that bag, but kind of, you know, don't want to pay the full Farfetch price. And at the end I want to mention two jewelry items. So I was happy that I wasn't into Van Cleef or Cartier until recently, when eventually you get hooked up on that trend or on the items and you want something. From Cartier I would like to get the Jaskin Clue ring with diamonds. So the ring, which is actually plain gold, it's not that expensive, it's so over 1,000 euro. For the, you know, this kind of brands, it's not that bad. But the one with diamonds, it costs like 3 times more, I think. It's 4,000 something, so it's very expensive. But I really love that pop of diamonds, not the full diamond, but the diamonds on the nail head only. Love that one. And the other thing I would like to get is a necklace from Van Cleef. I would like to get probably the black onyx version. I had a look already in the store, I tried it. Another version that I loved it was the rose gold with black mother of pearl. But I think I would probably go for the black onyx. And of course later probably I would like to get some bracelets from Van Cleef. I like the blue ones, which are probably rare. I don't know, I haven't been digging into the topic that much because I think that's far they are very expensive. And to be honest, I have a lot of fine jewelry, like silver, sterling silver, and also gold. My gold is mostly 9 carats or something around that. I have also some 14 carats and some even higher carats items. Like this ring, for example, it's a 9 carat gold with mystic topaz. So I love that ring. It's like a souvenir, it's a memory piece. And it's a ring I bought for myself. It has nothing to do with, you know, some relationship or anything. I loved it, and I know what is the price of the jewelry I can buy. And when I think about those designer jewelry, I kind of feel like I don't know if it's not worth it, obviously. So yeah, but I think for some items I will eventually splurge and eventually buy them. So that's all. That is my wish list, quite long, I guess. Let me know what is on your wish list. What is on top of your wish list, or is it long, is it short? Let's have some chat about it, and let's just wish, and the more we talk about things, the more likely they are to come to our life. So let's just continue the conversation. Thank you for watching. Have a fabulous day, and until next time, take care. Bye.